Welcome to NIOS live classes. Subject Environmental Science, Class 10th, Book number 333, Module number 1, Environment through Ages. Lesson number 2, Environment and Human Society. Part 3. In Part 2, we have learned about various things, like we have learned the relationship between primitive human society and the environment. And also, we have learned that fossils meaning and how they help us study human history. We have also seen the story of human evolution. And also the primitive humans as hunters, gatherers. We have seen the nomadic life of early humans. And also the tool making by primitive hunters. And last, the discovery and use of stone tools. Now the outcomes of our lessons part 3 is you can study in this lesson various things, like you can understand how primitive humans made and used simple tools for hunting, cutting and protection. How settled life began. And also we discuss the origin and evolution of agriculture, including domestication of animals. Now let's start our lesson, which is environment and human society. Now we are going to continue our topic with the subtopic 2.3, tool making by primitive humans and discovery of fire. The need to collect food and hunt animals encouraged early humans to make different kinds of tools. and Australopithecus made simple tools from pebbles. They used these tools to protect themselves from wild animals and hunt animals for food. Later, Homo erectus made much better tools using stones. The skill of tool making was passed on to Neanderthals and modern humans. Homo erectus used rocks such as quartz, quartzite, and third is volcanic rocks. They made stone hand axes with sharp edges by breaking and shaping stones using bone or hardwood. As you can see on the screen, there is a steps how they scratch the stone. These improved tools help them in various activities like digging out edible roots and plants, and cut meat and remove animal skins, and also helps in hunt large animals. They also made wooden spears and bone daggers. These weapons help them hunt large animals such as elephants, horses, rhinoceros, giant baboons, etc. Let's take a short break. to our classes. Now we are going to look at the tools of Neanderthals. Neanderthals made more advanced tools than earlier humans. They used flint stones to make tools. They used antlers, bones, wood and hammer stones to shape these stones. As you can see on the screen, there is a visual explanation of that sentence. There is a human shaping this stone to make their tool. Through that they made various tools like knives, pins, needles, fish hooks, and harpoons, etc. Neanderthals hunted together in groups. Those calls cooperative hunting. They hunted large animals such as mammoths, woolly rhinoceros, bisons, bears, etc. Also wild horses, wild cattle, wild boars and so on. Because they hunted large animals, they were called big game hunters. They also used spear-like weapons that could be thrown from a distance. Later, humans entered the Neolithic stage, which is New Stone Age. stone tools become smoother, sharper and more polished. As agriculture developed, people depended less on hunting, so the use of hunting tools also decreases. Now we are going to study the use of fire back then when they found it. Homo erectus discovered fire more than 2 lakh years ago. The discovery of fire changed human life in many ways. For example, it kept people warm in cold weather. It helped humans live in cold regions of the earth and helped them cook food and made meat softer and easier to digest. And also it provides light at night. It protects humans by scaring away wild animals. The discovery of fire helped humans develop new skills and ways of living. This is called cultural evolution. Now we are going to start our next topic, which is 2.4 Settled Life Begins. The early humans were called hunters and gatherers. Because they hunted animals and collected fruits, roots and plants for food. In the beginning, they lived a nomadic life, which means they move from one place to another in search of food and water. They spread to many parts of the world and became foragers. Foragers are the people who search for food. Their shelters were temporary, such as caves in mountains. And oval-shaped huts and also huts covered with pans, leaves and animal hides, etc. Later humans made important discoveries. They improved their tools and discovered fire. Through that they start farming, which is called cultivating. There is a picture representation of that sentence. Because food became available in one place, they no longer needed to move around. They begin to settle permanently, build better shelters and live together in groups or communities. Let's take a short break. Welcome back to our classes. Now the next topic we are going to start is the origin and evolution of agriculture and domestication of animals. We all know that primitive humans depended on the availability of food for survival. They lived in small families with children and grandchildren. They moved through forest, hunted animals, and lived in caves. As humans started staying in one place for a few months, they noticed that seeds thrown near their shelters grew into plants. They realized they could grow their own food instead of always searching for it. About 12,000 years ago, humans learned farming, also known as cultivation. Farming provided a more regular and stable food supply. This led to the development of a primitive agricultural society about 10,000 years ago. Later, humans used metal tools for farming. And also they used plants and animal waste as manure for their crops. They started irrigation to supply water to crops. This stage is called an agro-horticultural society. These are the three stages they follow for their agriculture. As you can see on the screen, using of the tools started irrigation, used plant and animal waste, etc. As farming improved, more food was produced than needed. Humans also began domesticating animals and raising cattle. The dog was the first domesticated animal, and they also practiced fishing. Because of better farming and animal rearing, people settled near rivers and fertile valleys. This led to the development of an agrarian society where people practiced traditional agriculture. Domestication of animals. As humans started farming and living permanently in one place, they needed animals to help them. For example, like bullock carts. Bullocks were used to plough the field. And second, camels, elephants and bullocks were used to carry people and goods from one place to another. These type of animals who used for carrying heavy loads are called draught animals. Humans also kept animals for food such as goat, sheep, pigs, deer, poultry birds like chicken, ducks, etc. As people settled permanently, the population started increasing. Natural resources become less, so for food they go outside. People needs also increased along with the population, such as clothes, ornaments, farming tools, etc. The picture you can see on the screen people began to make clothes from animal skins and started making ornaments from shells, stones, bones, and made improvised tools. But not everyone worked in farming. Some people became craftsmen, making pottery, making ornaments, tools, and other items. People exchange goods through barter. Barter is a system where one thing is exchanged for the other thing, like farmers gave extra food and crops and in return they received pottery, ornaments, etc. We have completed our part 3. Thank you for paying attention.